Section 27 of Handbook of Nature Study. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Jill Engel. Handbook of Nature Study by Anna Botsford Comstock. Part 2. Animal Life. Chapter 1. Bird Study. The Song Sparrow. Teacher's Story. He does not wear a Joseph's coat of many colors, smart and gay. His suit is Quaker brown and gray, with darker patches at his throat. And yet of all the well-dressed throng, not one can sing so brave a song. It makes the pride of looks appear a vain and foolish thing to hear his sweet, 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 very merry cheer. A lofty place he does not love. He sits by choice and well at ease, in hedges and in little trees that stretch their slender arms above the meadow brook. And then he sings till all the field with pleasure rings. And so he tells in every ear that lowly homes to heaven are near, in sweet, 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 very merry cheer. Henry Van Dyke. Children should commit to memory the poem from which the above stanzas were taken. Seldom in literature have detailed, accurate observation and poetry been so happily combined as in these verses. The lesson might begin in March, when we are all listening eagerly for bird voices, and the children should be asked to look out for a little brown bird which sings, "Sweet, sweet, sweet, very merry cheer," or, as Thoreau interprets it, "Maids, maids, maids, hang on the tea kettle, ettle, ettle." In early childhood I learned to distinguish this sparrow by its tea kettle song. Besides this song it has others quite as sweet, and when alarmed it utters a sharp to-chink, to-chink. The song sparrow prefers the neighborhood of brooks and ponds which are bordered with bushes, and also the hedges planted by nature along rail or other field fences, and it has a special liking for the shrubbery about gardens. Its movements and flight are very characteristic. It usually sits on the tip-top of a shrub or low tree when it sings, but when disturbed never rises in the air, but drops into a low flight and plunges into a thicket, with a defiant twitch of the tail which says plainly, "Find me if you can." The color and markings of this bird are typical of the sparrows. The head is a warm brown, with a gray streak along the center of the crown, and one above each eye, with a dark line through the eye. The back is brown with darker streaks. The throat is white with a dark spot on either side. The breast is white spotted with brown, with a large dark blotch at its very center. This breast blotch distinguishes this bird from all other sparrows. The tail and wings are brown, and without buff or white bars or other markings. The tail is long, rounded, and very expressive of emotions, and makes the bird look more slender than the English sparrow. The nest is usually placed on the ground, or in low bushes not more than 5 feet from the ground. It varies much in both size and material. It is sometimes constructed of coarse weeds and grasses, and sometimes only fine grass is used. Sometimes it is lined with hair, and again with fine grass. Sometimes it is deep, but occasionally is shallow. The eggs have a whitish ground color, tinged with blue or green, but are so blotched and marked with brown that they are safe from observation of enemies. The nesting season begins in May, and there are usually 3 and sometimes 4 broods. But, so far as I have observed, a nest is never used for 2 consecutive broods. The song sparrow stays with us in New York State very late in the fall, and a few stay in sheltered places all winter. The quality in this bird which endears him to us all is the spirit of song which stays with him. His sweet trill may be heard almost any month of the year, and he has a charming habit of singing in his dreams if sudden noise disturbs his slumber. The song sparrow is not only the dearest of little neighbors, but it also works lustily for our good and for its own food at the same time. It destroys cutworms, plant lice, caterpillars, cankerworms, ground beetles, grasshoppers, and flies. In winter, it destroys thousands of weed seeds, which otherwise would surely plant themselves to our undoing. Every boy and girl should take great pains to drive away stray cats, and to teach the family puss not to meddle with birds, for cats are the worst of all the song sparrow's enemies, destroying thousands of its nestlings every year. Lesson 21. The Song Sparrow. Leading Thought. The beautiful song of this sparrow is heard earlier in the spring than the notes of bluebird or robin. The dark blotch in the center of its speckled breast distinguishes this sparrow from all others. It is very beneficial and should be protected from cats. Methods. All the observations of the song sparrow must be made in the field, and they are easily made because the bird builds near houses, in gardens, and in the shrubbery. Poetry and other literature about the song sparrow should be given to the pupils to read or to memorize. Observations. 1. Have you noticed a little brown bird singing a very sweet song in the early spring? Did the song sound as if set to the words, "Little maid, little maid, little maid, put on the tea kettle, ettle, ettle"? 2. Where was this bird when you heard him singing? How high was he perched above the ground? What other notes did you hear him utter? 3. Describe the colors and markings of the song sparrow on head, back, throat, breast, wings, and tail. Is this bird as large as the English sparrow? What makes him look more slim? 4. How can you distinguish the song sparrow from the other sparrows? When disturbed, does it fly up or down? How does it gesture with its tail as it disappears in the bushes? 5. Where and of what material does the song sparrow build its nest? 6. What colors and markings are on the eggs? Do you think these colors and markings are useful in concealing the eggs when the mother bird leaves the nest? 7. How late in the season do you see the song sparrows and hear their songs? Does this bird, when disturbed, fly up or down? 8. How can we protect these charming little birds and induce them to build near our houses? 9. What is the food of the song sparrows, and how do they benefit our fields and gardens? The sing-away bird. Have you ever heard of the sing-away bird that sings where the runaway river runs down with its rills from the bald-headed hills that stand in the sunshine and shiver? Oh, sing, sing away, how the pines and the birches are stirred by the trill of the sing-away bird. And the bald-headed hills with their rocks and their rills to the tune of his rapture are ringing, and their faces grow young all the gray mists among, while the forests break forth into singing. Oh, sing, sing away, and the river runs singing along, and the flying winds catch up the song. 'Twas a white-throated sparrow that sped a light arrow of song from his musical quiver, and it pierced with its spell every valley and dell on the banks of the runaway river. Oh, sing, sing away. The song of the wild singer had the sound of a soul that is glad. Lucy Larcom. End of section 27. Recording by Jill Ingle.